another day, another dollar. So before basically I start out this video, I wanted to point out that most of the things I'm going to talk about on this one is going to be from my own perspective, the experience I had over years, these 5 years in Istanbul, and they might vary depending on the people who immigrate here, but basically most of them are going to be the same for you guys as well if you ever consider immigrating here and starting dentistry journey for yourself. I'm also going to talk about how maybe other people or people I know here felt about immigrating here. So I can tell you that I will give you probably mostly a good, accurate roundabout of all the things you're going to experience, and you're going to be having to face out when you immigrate here. So firstly, what made me actually come here and start dentistry was the fact that dentistry here is a total of 5 years as of in Canada, and in the States you gotta pass an undergraduate degree which is going to be 3 or 4 years, then get accepted to a dental school, and that dental school is going to take you 4 years, so it's going to average about 7 or 8 years of your life studying dentistry to become a DDS, which is a doctorate of dental surgery, which is the doctorate for dentist. But here you can just get that degree by studying for only 5 years. 5 years, and you become a DDS, doctorate of dental surgery. So first point was that it's super convenient time-wise, and secondly, so I got my whole family beside my mom and dad in between Canada and States, and most of them are doctors themselves, family physicians, family physician. I got in variety of medical fields, and they highly advised me to come to Turkey if I want to continue any sort of academic career as a medical student, which is going to be like containing dentistry or medicine or even pharmacy. Turkey was going to be one of the best places you could continue that. So time-wise, and other than time being a respected place in medical field, I decided to immigrate here, and also it was so much close to my home country, being Iran. It's just a neighbor country, and most of us Iranians come here to Turkey like yearly as tourists because it's so close. It used to be cheap. Turkey is well known for its touristic, well, what can I say, touristic activities you can do here, touristic places you can go, and it's actually quite good. I really enjoyed all of the times I came here to Turkey, to Istanbul, to Antalya, to Ankara as a tourist, and many great places to visit. Not going to lie, one of the best travels I've ever done was to Istanbul once, and I really enjoyed it. But here's the catch: when you actually come here to live that's when it's going to hit you. That's when it's going to hit you so hard, and you understand living here is so apart from actually being a tourist down here, because you really get limited rights as an immigrant here. Basically, one of the most stupidest stuff here is that even if I get my certificate, which is my doctorate certificate, and become a dentist, a certified dentist from here, I don't get a work permit, which is quite interesting, I would say. And the first problem of studying dentistry here as an immigrant is the work permit. You won't get a work permit here unless you get their passport. Which getting their passport here, you basically need to buy a house, which is the easiest way, the most viable way to get a passport here is to buy a house for most of us. Anyhow, so when you decide to immigrate here to study dentistry, you're gonna be facing two ways to get accepted to universities here. First being their private schools, which you go directly and pay an annual fee to the university for 5 years and get accepted. You basically have to have like a certain GPA for your diploma, but I don't think that really matters, because I've seen so many people at different ages and very different diplomas, GPAs, coming here and start their studies. So as I said before, Turkey is really all about money. If you have money here, you can basically do anything, and by anything I mean anything, and that's the sad part. But the second option you can get is what I first chose, which is you pay like an agency quite good amount of money, and they will get you in public schools which are governed by the government, and like their state university, basically the universities of a city here. And so the catch here is that it's illegal. It's illegal, and we didn't know at first. We thought this process of getting accepted to these kind of universities, which are public, are all legal, and it's the money is like gotten by the university. But little did we know that it's actually completely illegal to get into these universities unless you pass their board exam, which is YOS, an exam for specifically for foreigners here, which is also completely useless because it's gone under the hands of their mafia, basically. So you can get 100 in their exam and still not get accepted, and you see people with, I don't know, maybe 90 getting accepted, and how they get accepted is obviously by money. So what I did first was I tried this option, which little did I know that it's completely illegal, and we thought it's completely legal, and so we get scammed for a very big amount of money, and we don't get to go. I don't get to study in the university, and was completely hopeless for a year. I didn't know what to do. I had issues with my immigration here. I couldn't stay much more because my visa was about to expire. Anyways, I ran into so many issues because of that, and so there is absolutely no brainer that you shouldn't come here. This option if you really want to start studying here, you gotta go to private schools. And so these private schools are, I would say, they're much more harder than what there are back in my home country, Iran, because dentistry is much more easier in Iran than what it would be like here. So I got into this school, and basically these private schools are like the following that I would talk about. The whole purpose of this video is me going to talk about how these private schools would look like if you would to ever study in them. So there are like, I say 10, maybe 20, like some number between 10 to 20 private schools from dentistry in Istanbul, which accept foreigners. And most of them are alike in the way they do their exams and the way they educate their students. And so basically their planning is that they have this yearly calendar which they take their exams yearly. There are some subjects that are for the medicine field that you can fail, up to maximum of 2 of them. And there are some subjects like endodontics, restorative dental treatment, and subjects that are specialized for dentists, which you cannot fail. If you fail those, you gotta stay. If you fail those, you're gonna repeat that year. You're gonna repeat the whole year, which is the hard and harsh part of dentistry here. So this is the catch, and what makes dentistry hard here is that you cannot fail any subjects related to dentistry. And if you do, you gotta wait 1 whole year, which really sucks, and I haven't gone through that. But also the exams are super hard because for my university, it's like you have 3 sets of midterm exams throughout the year, and you got finals at the end of the year, which is every subject from the beginning of the year to the end, and you have to pass the whole year at one exam, which makes each exam being from about 2,000 to 3,000 pages, and they're all compacted in only 2 weeks, and you got to pass a whole series of exams of a whole year in just 2 weeks. And that's what makes it super hard. And also when you climb up the years, you're going to face some internship exams as well, which you're going to be responsible for, and they're also hard. So I would say studying dentistry here is hard, but and the example being that when I got first into my dental school, our class was about roughly 220 people. Second year, we were on 120 people. Third year, we were about 80. And fourth year, which is I'm currently on, we're about 60 people, I guess, 60-ish. It shows how hard passing these years are. And other than that, living in Turkey is another side of your life which you have to deal with, which I don't think it's going to be short enough so that I can speak and tell you about on this video. But yeah, that's about it. That's uh, whole point of view. A very quiet, short summary of how a dental journey would look like if you were about to start it in Turkey. But yeah, I would say I'm not unhappy, definitely, but I would think if I were to choose again, I would choose the 7-year journey of studying dentistry in Canada or United States, because you know third world country shenanigans are real and they hurt badly, and you don't really would look like I would like to run all through these years, because they're going to be your young ages, your youth. And so yeah, that's it, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed it.